So 2023 is the year where I'm finally starting to get into anime, and I have to say I've been starting to watch a lot of really good series, Attack on Titan, Spy Family, and now I watched a new one that I didn't know anything about called Chainsaw Man, and it's been fairly popular over the last couple months, since it premiered, and I gotta say I didn't know anything about this show, but I was excited to see it anyways. So I started watching the first few episodes, and I gotta say this is a very unique show, very violent with a lot of really mature themes, but I have to say it is really good. I think it was one of the best shows I've seen in entire 2022, and I wish I would have seen it before so I could include it in my top year ranking lists. And Chainsaw Man is basically a story about monsters, demon hunters, something we've seen many times before in other kinds of series, animes, TV shows. But I have to say the way this show does it is so unique that it's worth every second. So Chainsaw Man introduces us to this world that is inhabited by demons that use people's fears to become like the demons of something that people fear. So you got things like the demon of swords, the demon of bats, the demon of firearms. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if in the future we got the demon of Canadian geese, because those things are just absolutely terrifying. But the fact is, like, all these demons kind of like sometimes possess people and they get the powers from them. And that's how we get to the story of our main character, which is Denji. So Denji is this teenager who basically was raised in a very bad environment. He worked for the mafia, and one day they decide to kill him, which is kind of a light spoiler, but not really because it happens in the beginning. And he has this dog, like this chainsaw dog named Pochita, like this orange little creature that is just the absolute cutest thing, which is a shame because he only appears in the first episode. But it also lets us know like the story isn't really about, that part of the story, but like what comes after of him becoming this demon hunter and growing into this sort of like horrifying environment, discovering his new powers, and also learning to control him while he meets his new all these new characters that help him like during his quest. And I have to say that the side characters of Chainsaw Man are really good. For example, we have Aki, who was possessed by the demon of foxes, and he has this power to summon a fox who just like eats demons, and it's really cool the way he uses his power. And also my other favorite character is Power, which is really a really intense character, but she's like so hilarious in so many ways. And also Makima, which is like this character who on the surface seems cool, but is actually really terrifying. There's especially a scene where she performs this like ritual because she's some kind of, like head demon, like top of the top. And that scene is just absolutely terrifying. And when you see the show, you'll know what I'm referring to. And the way these characters interact is really funny. Like, I think this is not a series that takes itself too seriously, but it works really well in its favor. I feel like it does a lot of things right in that regard. It's kind of like a comedy, but also like it has action. And it also has some really emotional moments. Like, it's not really just like comedy, like silly stuff happening, like these characters being horny and then being like making some really bad jokes. And then there's a scene where, Denji kisses another character and then the character vomits in his mouth. And it leads to just some really intense moments. Like, it's a series that doesn't take itself too seriously. But I feel like the emotional moments really make up for it. I feel like the pacing, sometimes it goes like up and down, but at the same time, it does it in such a good way. For example, like it kind of reminds me of Evangelion, like Neon Genesis Evangelion did the same thing, and it worked really well. And it does the same in Chainsaw Man. So in terms of action and animation, I gotta say that Chainsaw Man knocks it out of the park. I feel like in terms of action, the one that I've seen the best was Demon Slayer. I feel like the action in that one was really good, and the animation just makes everything so fluid. And in this one, it's kind of the same. I really enjoyed the way some of the characters and fights were animated, like how they mixed 3D and 2D animation for certain scenes. I feel like they do an amazing job in that regard. So if you watch anime for the action, you'll really enjoy Chainsaw Man. If you like it for the story, I'll definitely recommend this. Also, it has a really expansive lore that I really enjoyed. I feel like the backstory behind the demons, behind the world, why some things happen, why some characters like have certain powers is just really well done. And I haven't seen like that many anime series to like compare to others, but I gotta say this one sets the bar really high. Like this one and other series like Attack on Titan, I feel do a really good job with story and like storytelling, character development, and this one does a really good job, especially with Denji, which like besides being kind of a funny character, has his moments where you really feel for him, and you hope he basically defeats like his challenges towards the end. So I gotta say that Chainsaw Man really impressed me on a lot of fronts. It's really good. It can be glued from beginning to end. I just hope it wasn't so short. Like the series is 12 episodes long, but I feel like future seasons will make up for that. But yeah, it was a really enjoyable series. I highly recommend it, and I think as a final score, I'm gonna give Chainsaw Man an 88 out of 100. It's just really good, a good introduction for people. Well, maybe not, because it's kind of like violent. It has a lot of like really mature themes. So for people who haven't seen many anime, maybe they should start with other series. But I feel like you know, if you like these kind of like scenarios, if you like dark humor, you'll really enjoy the series. So yeah, I recommend it. I think it's really fun, really good characters, and I guess those are pretty much all my thoughts on the series. So if you like this video, awesome, please subscribe, like, share, all that stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. So have a great day, everybody.